too much.
Babs.
Yes, Mother?
What was it that Don was trying to say when you so subtly gave him the elbow?
Oh, well... Oh, Mother, I've got to tell you about this. Don and I will be living near here soon.
You found a house?
No, we bought a lot. Don got a bonus and we're going to build.
Oh, Babsy, that's wonderful.
And we've got Clarence Nesbit White to design it for us.
Clarence Nesbit White? Why, isn't he one of the biggest architects in the country?
That's the one. He's retired now, but he thinks it's unfair that young people can't afford the best in architectural design. So he's planning our house for practically nothing. Isn't that the end?
Oh, your father would be absolutely thrilled to hear it.
Oh, Mother.
What is it?
Well, that's one of the reasons we didn't want to talk about it for a while.
Well, what do you mean?
Well, Mr. White's a very temperamental artist, and we just don't tell Clarence Nesbit White how to build a house.
I see what you mean.
So you're going to build a house?
Loud.
Junior, for a short while, please don't mention this to your father. It's sort of a secret.
Oh, I dig you.
Oh, Babs, we're so happy for you.
What?
About the house.
What house?
The house that Clarence Nesbit White is doing the plans for.
Some secret.
How did you find out?
Oh. Well,
You might as well tell him. There's a hole in the wall heater upstairs, and everything you say down here, we can hear up there.
Yes, it's William Bendix in The Life of Riley, with Marjorie Reynolds as Peg, Tom DeAndre as Gillis, Eugene Sanders as Babs, Wes Morgan as Junior, and Gloria Blondell as Honeybee. Produced by Tom McKnight and directed by Abby Berlin.
oh, what's the difference, Peg? We don't have any secrets from each other.
You can say that again.
Oh, I don't mind you knowing about the house, but please don't tell my father yet, huh?
Not a word. Now, what's the house going to be like?
Well, we kind of thought.
Well,
how
what's
much
the matter?
you
You
pay
gotta
for
watch the price. You have to go up.
Oh, they're very expensive. Oh, two bathrooms.
Powder room first.
God, what's going on out there? Somebody must be telling jokes. Well, what happened?
Hi, Ralph.
Oh, hey, Gillis. What's going on here?
The Gillises just came down to say hello to Babsy.
Oh.
Hi, Pop.
Well, thank you.
Boy, we almost got
You guys sure don't know how to keep a secret, do you?
Well, Ralph, we had to tell you. You had us with our backs to the wall.
I got it out of you, didn't I? You thought you were all going to pull a fast one on me, a surprise birthday party for me, huh?
Ryle, you was just clever enough to see through the whole thing. That's all, you know.
Of course, there's one thing that confuses me.
What's that, Ryle?
Well, my birthday ain't going to be for 8 months yet.
Well, you didn't want us to wait till the last minute, Ryle. We had to get the noisemakers and the balloons, you know, the cake with the frosting and the candles.
How
Takes
thoughtful
time.
can you get? Gillis,
Yeah, Ryle.
I want you to know something. It touches me deeply. You're a real pal, Gillis.
Look, Ryle, you got any gaskets over there? Throw me a couple
No, I
gaskets, will
haven't.
you?
I'll tell you what, old pal. I'll go get him for you. You're a pal.
Okay, Ryle.
They say the house is going to be one of the show places at Del Mar Vista. But don't tell Riley.
Oh, hello, Riley.
Hi, Ryle. Oh, that's okay, fellas. I know all about it.
You do?
Oh, sure. But I didn't know you guys knew. I guess this is going to be a pretty big deal, huh?
I thought you wasn't supposed to know.
Oh, okay. Just forget that I know. But I'll give you a little tip. I could use a nice tie.
Hey, Ryan. What do you want a nice tie for? The housewarming? I'll lend you one of mine.
My housewarming.
The one with the blue polka dots.
A housewarming with blue polka dots?
No, the blue polka dots is on the tie. The housewarming is on Don and Babs. What are you talking about? I thought you said you knew all about it. You don't know?
Well, I know all about the surprise party.
Well, I don't know anything about that. But wait till you hear about this. Don and Babs Marshall bought a lot over on El Camino Avenue. And they're going to build a modern home that's being designed by none other than the greatest architect in America. And don't tell Riley.
No, I won't say it. Wait a minute. You mean to tell me that my daughter and her husband are building a house over on El Camino Avenue and they don't want me to know about it?
No.
No what?
No, I didn't mean to tell you.
What a revolting development this is.
Riley, of course you feel slighted, but the children just wanted to surprise everybody.
Oh, I'm surprised, all right. I'm hurting right down to the quick. Everybody knows but me.
But that's not true.
Junior, what color do you think Babs and Don ought to paint their new house?
Oh, I told her I like gray and white. Look.
Yeah, you see? He knows.
But, dear, after all, well, Junior's in the family.
Well, if you're going to go by that, I was in the family before he was.
Riley.
I don't mind you keeping a secret from me, but not telling me.
All right, dear, you're absolutely right, and the children were wrong. But please stop acting as if you were the only one in the whole world they didn't tell.
Oh, hello, Tommy.
Newspaper, Mr. Riley.
Yeah.
I'm collecting for the month.
Yeah.
That's $2.65, please.
65. Hey, yes.
Thank you, sir. Say, would you mind talking to your daughter about me?
About what?
Well, when they move into their new house, I'd like to get their subscription.
What?
Oh, I forgot. Mrs. Gillis said I wasn't supposed to tell you.
That's it. That's the last revolting straw. I finally see where I stand around here. I'm just a stranger in paradise.
Oh, Riley.
No, Peg, let's face it. I'm just around here to fix leaky faucets and carry out the rubbish. I don't care what anybody says. From now on, Father's Day will never be the same.
So, Babs, whether you intended it or not, this is a terrible thing. Well, I feel just as badly as you for going along with it, but now we've got to do something about it. Your father is broken-hearted, and we should all feel thoroughly ashamed. No, apologizing is not enough. You and Don have got to come right over and tell Riley all about the house, everything. You've got to make him feel that you want his advice and you're not keeping a thing from him. In fact, I think the right thing would be to contact your architect and bring him along. Why? Because he's your father. And he's a sensitive human being and he's been hurt. Then we'll expect you later. Goodbye, dear. Riley, I just had a long talk with Babs.
You did?
Yes, and she's thoroughly ashamed of herself. In fact, she and Don insisted on coming over here tonight with their architect just so they could get your opinion of the house.
No, I don't believe it.
Well, it's true. Oh, Don and Babs really admire your taste. They respect your opinion. They want you to like their house.
No, I don't think I'm gonna.
Oh, yes, you will. It's a darling house. It's what Babs and Don have always dreamed of. And now that they want your advice, what you should do is to look at their plans, listen to their ideas, and tell them how much you love it.
Oh, yeah? Well, suppose I don't.
Well, you'd better. They're driving up now. Remember, Riley, don't say anything negative about the house.
Oh, don't worry, Peg. Ronald knows how to be a diplomat.
Knowing you, Ryle, there's only one thing you can say and be safe.
What's that?
Nothing.
Look, I know what to say. You think I'm stupid? Any dummy can tell them what a great house they got, and you watch me.
Mr. White.
Oh, yes, my dear?
Well, you're going to be meeting my father, and he's a very emotional man.
Yeah, very outspoken. Oh, yes?
And, well, I was wondering if you'd be terribly upset if he made any comments about the house.
She means criticisms.
Oh, my dear child, I welcome criticisms. Nay, I thrive on criticisms. It is, after all, criticism that's the watchdog of the arts, the very spur that pricks the sides of our intent.
Oh, I'm so relieved.
Oh, my dear, I shall welcome any critical comment from your father, because, you see, in my 40 years as an architect, no one has ever dared criticize my work.
Oh, Riley, look at all those closets. Aren't they wonderful?
And how do you like them, Mr. Riley?
Oh, they're the nicest closets I ever saw.
Do you like the way we placed the bedrooms, Dad?
Oh, yes, this is very smart, yeah.
Dad, that's the garage. The bedrooms are over there.
Oh. Well, that's because the garage looks nice enough to sleep in.
Get a load of that living room.
Is that a living room? I mean, is that a living room?
Babs, I'm mad about your kitchen.
Oh, yes. Well, you see, you can serve through here or here. And the dishwasher goes here, and the refrigerator's over there, and all this is workspace.
Where's the stove?
Oh, that's it right there, built right into the wall.
Built in?
Of course.
That means you'll have to leave it behind when they move.
Move?
Yeah.
Move from one of my houses? I've never been so insulted in my life.
Mr. White!
We won't move. I don't build for transients. Good evening.
What'd I say?
Will you cheer up, Riley?
Poor Babs and Don. Last night I busted up their dream house. I don't blame them for not wanting to tell me.
Speaking of Babs, Ryle, how's the new house coming along?
Out of it, you got no feelings.
Feeling? Well, sure, I can feel a coffee's too hot.
Well, don't blame him, Gillis. How could he know?
I tasted it.
Look, Nana, the reason Riley is miserable is because the architect is mad at Babs because Riley said that... Oh, forget it, will you? I don't...
I got to do something to make Mr. White forgive me, because then if he forgives me, Babs will forgive me.
That's nice, Ryle. It's better to forgive than receive.
Very good. Look, Riley, why don't you call up Mr. White and apologize to him?
Well, I do have his phone number here, but after what happened last night, he'll never talk to me.
What?
No.
You'll get on that phone. He has no right. You'll get on that phone and call him. Why, certainly, Riley.
All right.
That was last night, you know. He forgot the whole thing. Probably now he's even forgotten your name.
Hello, Mr. White. This is Chester A. Riley.
Well, we established one thing, Ryle. He remembers your name.
What is the guy going to do? How do you make up with a fellow like that?
Well, Ryle, with these temperamental artists, you got to use abnormal psychology.
Huh?
Now, you got to make him think that you think that he is the greatest artist in the whole world.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Because the guy is obviously one of them decalcomaniacs.